Greetings, world. It's your boy Jason Armstrong coming to you with another segment of A Slice of Pie. This is where we talk all things community and hopefully building community through partnerships, innovation, and empowerment. This week, I want to talk a little bit about my book, I'm Done Here: Create Lasting Impact by Leading with Intentionality. Now, for everyone who has my book, first, I want to just give a heartfelt thank you for supporting me in this endeavor. Writing a book and putting a book out has been just a very unique experience for me, being a first-time author and just everything that entails in doing that. So definitely thank everybody for supporting me in this. And for everybody who has the book and who has read the book, hopefully there were some things in the book that were beneficial for you, or you had some takeaways from it that could help you out along in your journey. Now, for everybody that has the book and has cracked it open, you would have seen that I have a QR code in the beginning of the book. And so people can schedule a 15-minute meeting with me to talk about the book, or if they want to talk about bringing me in as a speaker or anything like that. I had a meeting recently with a reader of the book. And when I was meeting with this individual, one of the questions that I was asked had to deal with trust and how you go about building trust with the different stakeholders that you are working with, or that you are having to navigate whatever issues you're having to navigate with them. And in a lot of my work with community and community members, trying to navigate the space of the challenges of community and law enforcement and some strained relationships, naturally that's something that I talk a lot about in the book. And what was interesting about our discussion was I was asked the question, how do you build trust with community members or with stakeholders? And my response to that was, you don't build trust. I don't think trust is something that you can build, because when I hear the word build, for me, that almost sounds like it's something that you're manufacturing. And trust is not going to last on something that you manufacture. And so the conversation that I had with this reader was, we don't build trust, you have to earn it. And what I found worked best for me in trying to do that was, what I was trying to build was understanding. I wanted to do everything in my power for everybody to understand what it was that I was trying to do, or what went into the decisions that I made, or what we were trying to accomplish as an organization, or why I felt this would work versus this, or why I wasn't a fan of this or that, and different things like that. And so it was always my aim to try to get to a place where we had an increased level of understanding of whatever the topic at hand was. And I remember very vividly, as a chief, meeting with a group one time. This group would have been labeled as an activist group, if you will. And they were very vocal about their past experience with the police department and policing in general. And there was some trauma there, and there was a history there that wasn't positive for these individuals. And one thing that I always relied upon in being in spaces where you have to have those difficult conversations with individuals is being very candid about where I stood on issues. Regardless of who my audience was, I always wanted to make sure that I stood firm on what I believed in and what I felt was the appropriate pathway forward on whatever the issue was that we were talking about. But also at the same time, being very candid on where I landed and how I viewed things. So walking out of that room, whether you liked what I had to say or you didn't like what I had to say, I wanted to cut down on any form of misunderstanding or someone misconstruing what my message was. And so I was never the leader that was just trying to make people happy with what I said. I wanted people to understand where I was coming from and why I had the stance on something that I had on it. And I remember at the meeting with this group one time, they sent me a letter afterwards. And what jumped out to me in the letter, it was a very positive letter. And they were thanking me for taking the meeting. And we had met several times. And so they were appreciative of my willingness to sit down and come to the table for us to talk about the issues that needed to be better in the community and things like that. But what I appreciated the most, and what gave me the validation that what I was trying to accomplish, I felt very strongly that I was accomplishing in that space is in their letter. They were thanking me for the meeting and all that I was doing in trying to build bridges with the community. And they said in the letter, we appreciate how candid you were in talking about your vision and talking about the things that you all were doing, where I wasn't trying to say things to appease them or to make them happy. I was just trying to make sure that they understood where I was coming from and what I was doing, and being intentional about trying to build understanding. Ultimately, that led to me earning their trust. And that goes in any profession. This is not law enforcement or public safety specific. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with a different group. If you are the leader of people, then the people that you lead, that's something that you're going to have to do also. You don't want people to respect you just because of the title that you hold. You want to earn that respect from the people that you lead because they see what it is that you're trying to do and they understand what it is that you want from them and the expectations that you have laid out that you want people to meet. There's no misconstruing or there's nothing that is conflicting in the message that is being conveyed. And that was something that I felt I was intentional about. Now, did I get it right 100% of the time? Absolutely not. And so I'm definitely not trying to portray that that was the case, but it was something that was always top of mind for me, and wanting people to understand what it was that we were trying to do, what influenced my decision on certain things. And so as you go on your journey, and if you are in a position where you are a connector of people, you are a bridge builder, you are someone that has the responsibility of helping things get better, whether it's with another entity that you have to partner with on things, or whether it's internal to the group that you lead or what have you. When it comes to trust, don't look at it from a stance of something that you build. The trust has to come on its own. You have to earn that. What your aim should be is understanding. If people understand what's going on, whether they like it or not, they have a better chance of being able to accomplish what it is that needs to be accomplished, whether they agree with it or they don't agree with it. If they understand it, that positions you in the best possible way for them to be able to give what's needed in that space to accomplish the goals that they're after. So I thought that was an interesting conversation that I had, and I wanted to share it with the masses because hopefully that's something that can be beneficial to everybody out there. So if you haven't picked up your copy of I'm Done Here yet, visit my website, jasonparmstrong.com. Go ahead and order your copy. If you have a copy, read it. It's a short, easy read, and I'm overwhelmingly confident that you will see some benefit in reading it, and some of the stories that I share and some of the challenges and obstacles that I had to overcome throughout my journey, I think a lot of people could benefit from. And take advantage of the QR code and schedule a meeting with me. That's not something that's just in there just for show. If somebody reaches out to schedule that meeting, we're going to have that meeting to talk about the book or talk about whatever it is that the reader wants to talk about. So once again, a heartfelt thank you to everybody who has supported me in this, has a copy of the book. This is just the beginning. We're starting to get a decent amount of momentum behind what it is that we're trying to do here with the business and everything that I have going on. So thank you for the continued support. I will talk to you next time. I'm Jason Armstrong. I'm done here.